Please check out azreveals.com and azreveals on social channels. So honestly, the kind of, again, I try to be fair and not do these conspiracies or whatever, but the brilliant part of this whole Amazon third-party seller model in the aspect of customer returns is they bear none of the risk, right? It's like whatever, 60%, whatever the accurate percent is that it comes from third-party sellers, all of those returns, et cetera, like they don't bear any of that risk. And so it just all comes back on the seller. And the crazy thing is, like, if I want to come back and say, you know, hey, in my earlier video where I talked about hey, you wronged me $85,000 of damages of seller fees or whatever, they would say whatever their thing was, oh no, sorry, we only go back 60 days, 90 days, whatever. At this point, it's been a couple of years, whatever, right? So no, sorry. But you're like, it's just interesting how that works. You're like, because I'm pretty sure I looked up the statute of limitations in Washington State for like this type of arguments or whatever is actually 7 years. So you're like, I don't get any ability to do that. And imagine they say, no, but it says in the policy, you're like, well, interesting. It also says in the policy that a customer can't return a product after whatever it is, 30 days, 60 days, you lose track, whatever it is. But whatever it is, they don't follow it, right? So you're like, so somehow in those cases, that's okay to not follow the policy and to not follow like what the thing is. But in the other cases, like, yeah, you just do whatever you want. Of course, the seller has to just tolerate that. You know, no need to follow the policy. It's that way on everything. And then it also like they have that whole like, you know, Prime wardrobe thing, right? Where the person can buy one of the Amazon items, try it on. If they don't like it, return it in 7 days without, I think they don't have to pay until they decide they like it type thing. So there's a lot of different things, a lot of different claims, things that I may say in this video where if they were to try to defend themselves, they would say, oh, you know, if he says the customer returns those damaged, that's not true. We have, you know, this strict return policy. We have this, we have that, whatever they would say, right? But the weird thing is like there's what's written and then there's like what actually happens or what you sort of indoctrinate or train in your customer base. And so in the case of offering programs like, for example, Prime Wardrobe, again, the average customer doesn't understand really the line between third-party sellers and others. So if they say, oh, we don't allow them to do that on third-party seller items, well, you're right, the written policy says that, but in actuality, in practice, people do those things. They do return heavily used items. They do just sort of totally abuse the system, return wrong products, steal, all that stuff I'm saying, right? They do all of that because, again, like, I don't even really blame the consumer. You're like, they don't get it. They don't understand the distinction. They just think it's all Amazon. Why would they feel that bad about sending a crappy return to a $2 trillion company? I mean, let's just be honest, right? That's how the human mind works. But maybe they would feel bad if they knew that that was literally their neighbor, mom and pop seller behind the scenes, you know? People just don't get that. And I, again, don't want to go all conspiracy. Oh, does Amazon deliberately, you know, they set it all up that way by design? Or I'm not going to go there, but I mean, I guess use your own imagination. It just seems like so much stuff, like it's so slick. It's so like perfectly set up to mitigate their risk and kind of dump it all off on the third-party seller. And so, I don't know, you make of that what you will, but I think there's definitely more to explore there. Please check out azreveals.com and azreveals on social channels.